just how important is developing your people skills. And I'll tell you a short story about what opened my eyes to this from a very, very young age. I remember I was actually 19 at the time, and was my first job working for a huge mining corporation, Australian and British investment in Eastern Europe, and we are processing tailings and recovering gold out of them. And I was there from day one. It was nothing, just a big crane in the middle of this plot, and we built a huge plant around that, worth about $22 million. And the team who built the plant handed it over to a brand new manager from Australia. We're just gonna call him PE. And PE was such a nice guy, and he came from Australia with his wife and with his brand new born baby and with his dog, and they relocated to Eastern Europe to manage this gold processing plant, and everything was going smoothly. I really admired him. I was working with him every day, and then something happened. She wasn't happy. The wifey wasn't happy at all, and probably it was a culture shock and third world country, but she wasn't happy, and she started making his life pretty difficult, to the point that he shifted his focus from the project to his personal problems. And it got that bad that he would literally throw his laptop at secretaries and personal assistants around the office. And me, looking from the outside, I knew that things are out of control. Now, why this is relevant is simply because what happened next was a total shock for the whole world, because I think it was 2000, year 2000, and our tailings dam broke, and was the biggest cyanide spillage, I think, on this part of the world. And the water we collected in the dam was obviously cyanide invested, and it went to the rivers and all the way to the Black Sea along the Danube and all that. And it was a media feast, and we had Greenpeace chain themselves to our plant gates and jumping over the fence and climbing on the huge crane and hang down with climbing ropes from the crane. It was just madhouse, and I was in the middle of all this turmoil. And PE was devastated. He was like totally out of it, and I could see all this process of him shifting the focus and basically not focusing on the business anymore, but focusing on what was happening on his personal life with his wife. And then obviously he went away, and the new manager who took over, MC, it was just different, and it was this totally different approach. He was the calmest person in the world. He was the nicest person in the world. He would totally focus on the job, and for the next couple of years he would walk that dam for an hour. I think it was about 4 or 5 kilometers per meter. He would walk it every single day except Sundays. And I say, there's a road on top of it, we can drive it. He said no, because a few things: keeps me fit, helps me think and clear my mind, and I can make sure that I can watch every single part of that dam and make sure that there's no more faults, and the accident doesn't happen again. We try, our best efforts to save the situation, but eventually, because of that, the license wasn't renewed, and the whole damn thing went under. So a few hundreds of people lost their jobs. Local contractors lost their contracts, which was worth millions and millions. There was $22 million dollars investment on building the plant, plus a lot of other extra things around this whole project, and it all crumbled down. And simply because there was nobody there to talk with this manager, to talk with PE and say, listen, let's kind of separate your personal life from work. Let's help you communicate things to yourself in a different way. If this is definitely something which is not working for you, to just stop it so you don't do any further damage to the people around you. And that, I was very young at the moment, at that point in time, but I was like, such a different approach between one manager and the other manager. And I knew if MC would have been managing the project from the beginning, this would have never happened, you know. So how important is to train your team, how important is to make sure that you have somebody who is checking up on your team, somebody who is teaching the important soft skills, communication skills, management tools. Well, you tell me how important that is. I mean, this is just one example, and this for me, I was so young at the time, but I could see it and I could process it, and it was a turning point in my life, because I knew I have to pay attention every single project I manage during my years, 17 years plus of managing projects around the world. That the most important thing is always keep an eye on your people, and even when they say they're okay, you have to go one step further and make sure that they are okay, and make sure that you are there for them. You know, I got in my first years of management, I got it all wrong, but I'll tell you about this in another video. But definitely every single problem we had in all the continents we've been and all the projects I was involved in, they always start with people. So yeah, I'm totally really passionate about adding value to not only big corporations, but to small businesses as well. And small business owners, most of them, they don't even know they have this problem, but they do have this problem because the company could be optimizing, could be working a lot better if they will have the right training for their people. So don't overlook this aspect, because doesn't matter what strategy you implement, doesn't matter how much money you throw at your project, if your team doesn't have the foundation there, you will struggle and you will just waste your time, waste your money, and will be a living hell running that business for you. So if you feel like any of this resonates with you, reach out, and I'm more than happy to have a chat and discuss and share basically some of my experiences and my solutions, and maybe that could help you and could help you save your company or make it a lot more better and make your life better in the process. Thank you for watching, and I'm just looking forward to share more of my experiences, which I think for me are very important. They were like stepping stones along my career. Have a great day.